And it was just like that. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here, and I'm happy that you're here too. So, it feels like yesterday was Halloween, October, and now today it's November. Welcome, November, in the thankful month. Okay, so I've seen these lacy, windowed, sort of like a specimen slide, only with lacy stuff in the window. So we're gonna do some of them tags like that, and I'm just using some snack packaging, moon pie baby. And I've got, different size squares. I just kind of cut out my packaging, and I'm like, yeah, that's too big, and we'll cut it sort of in half, not in half, but like 3/4 or whatever, thirds, whatever. So it is a thicker faux chipboard, because that's the way I can see packaging. Food packaging is faux chipboard. It's not official, but it kind of is. And with the thinlit dies, for me, it may be different for you. I've got an old machine and it's fine. Anyway, I would cut it upside down against the wrong kind of plate. I know. Because it may not cut all the way through, because they are thinlits and they are, not necessarily designed to cut chipboard. So anyway, you could also do this and double up with cardstock if you should want to try this. Or you can hand cut your chipboard as well, Anyways, I had some different shaped dies and we're using that. This here is a big old lacy tablecloth. I think it's probably machine made, but I'm calling it vintage because it's got that coffee stain, tea dye kind of stain look to it. Ecru, even. Ecru, y'all. Remember Ecru? Anyway, I got it from a secondhand store somewhere. I don't know. It could have been the antique mall. Howdy Popo. I don't know. So, anyways, it has been washed. So I know it is this color. It's not washing out. And I've just taken little bits and trimmed them down bigger than what I needed. And now we're going to paint our faux chipboard. We're putting the painted side on the end, the store packaging printed side on the inside, and the cardboard on the outside. And we're just painting it. We're just daubling it up with this here brush, just stippling it. I think it's technically considered a stippling style. And that blue looks very lovely in the bottle, but as it turns out, it's a neon blue. It really shows up really good on white. And anyway, so it just kind of washes out on the faux chipboard side. So we're still going to use it because, it's perfectly fine. It's more translucent. It's, I guess, what I'm basically trying to say. Can't hold my paintbrush, can't hold my heat gun, y'all. So I end up with like 3 different ones, and the best option, y'all, is when you die cut out of the center of something. If you're making a double-sided doohickey, you want to cut both at the same time. Well, as we previously discussed, it's faux chipboard, so it's thicker, and the thinlet had a good sort of time trying to cut through it. One piece, it certainly wasn't going to cut through 2 at one time. So I'm going to line them up as best I could, and we will trim around the edges later. And I don't think I show you that part, because basically we're just trimming off around the edges. We're matching up the center opening, okay? And so we're doing 3. Did I say that already? Anyway, I didn't really know where I was going with this project when I first started on it. I just wanted to make some lacy winded tags. They could be used for tags. They're kind of a little heavy for that, but that's okay. If you like chunky, I got your monkey right here. Anyways, painting them up. They're all going to be painted essentially the same way, stippling. and three sort of different sets of colors, even though I intermixed the blue. And I think one of the darker purpley plum colors. There is a list of ingredients in the description below the video, so go ahead and check that out should you be interested. And I did not list each individual color because it all depends on what colors and brands of paint you have as to what color the name of the color is, right? So I just put various brands, craft, acrylic, color, paint, stuff. So yeah, that. And this opening just happens to be square, so yeah, it's pretty easy to line them up like that. Once you get to that point, should we ever actually get to that point, we will get there. I'm very happy. Now, I made some little charmy things to go on here. And there's options with these should you happen to make something similar or like this. You can, of course, you can do anything you want with your art. Just saying. I was thinking you could put an eyelet up towards one of the corners. I don't know, bottom up, inside, I don't know. And dangle the little dangle from there. Or another dangly thing. Or not at all. And I also was thinking, you know what? These might make a pretty good journal cover topper thingamajiggy. Okay? It could. So we've kind of got three sort of different colorations going on. This one I'm calling my optimal. Not going to say that. Anyway, my fallish colors. One of them has wintry bluish colors. And then one of them has an in-between. I don't know. It's whatever color makes you happy, okay? And I wanted to go around it with black. I did not want to use ink. I wanted something more definitive. And so I'm using black acrylic paint. I'm using my fingertip. And I'm going from the back side so that if I get too messy with it, it will be on the back side, not necessarily on the front side. And it's okay. And yes, I do know I got a drop of black somewhere else because that happens when I get messy fingers. And we sort of wipe it off, and it eventually fades into the background, so you're not necessarily going to notice it. So should you see it later on, do me a favor, don't notice. So we do this on all three of them. And now I've got the lace tablecloth bits. It's really not lace, y'all. It's more like a crochet or a tatting kind of thing. Anyway, y'all know what it is. So we're just squishing on some art glitter glue just to hold it down in place. And we're going to put this one on top. Well, I'm going to do all three of them on the one side like that. And I thought about using double-sided tape, but then I'm like, no, I think I want to do some sewing on the sewing machine around these. And that double-sided tape's not so good for the needle in your sewing machine. Okay, to kind of make it get a little gummed up and wedged up. And So I am using a small amount of glue. That particular one I just folded over because I was able to do that. So now we're going to glue the other side on. I could have done it all both steps at one time, but no, I want to stretch it out assembly lineage, I guess. I don't know. And I will put some weight on there for a little bit, and I will go re-thread my sewing machine with black thread. And then I had issues with it getting, when I was running, test sewing, because, you really should do that. And last time I used a sewing machine like that, I didn't pre-test it and ended up, anyway, long story made long. So I will get that all figured out over there. I did not film that part. You did not get to see me sewing around nothing. So what I did is I kind of started on the middle of one of the sides and sewed all the way around it, went past that middle and backed up just a little bit because, it's, heavier. I don't want to perforate it and to rip it apart. So I was pretty pretty secure about my threads, but just because, you know, sometimes I have trust issues. You know, we talk about this all the time, y'all. Why are you grilling me on it? Anyway, just put a little glue on there. It's just going to disappear, and it's going to hold them threads just hunky-dory fine. And I'm examining which is my front, which is my back, which is my top, which is my bottom, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I'm checking to see, is that secure? Yeah, it's just not real tight. So, you know, I'm sure there's somebody out there could tell you how to make that lace get a little tighter. So I took some scrap cardstock and cut, you know, approximate size to the openings. And yes, this could have been done before I glued them together. So if you're going to do this kind of thing, you might consider that. Okay. So I found that leaf stamp, picked it up at a charity shop somewhere at some point. I don't know. And I liked it. And I'm like, yeah, I like that pretty well. So I lined up some of my straight edges there. And we are going to heat emboss. And I'm going to mix up the embossing powder, because y'all know I like doing that. So just using some potting soil and just squished it on there loosely. And now this is an existing pre-mix of whatever I've already done with neutrals. I'm calling it a neutral mix, y'all. I don't know what all's in there. It's got some glitters in there. It's got some clear, and I don't know what all's in there. Now it's got a little brown in there, doesn't it? So so we're just sprinkling that on, and I'm trying to keep my little lacy bit mostly covered up. If the embossing powder gets on there, it would probably just absorb into it, because that happens sometimes. And we're going to be doing some little wooden, those little wooden leaves you saw in the thumbnail, or at the beginning of the video, not the thumbnail. Anyway. I'm going to seal those up, and I'm going to use gloss varnish. I find that works better on sealing wood when you're going to do heat embossing on it, as opposed to the matte medium. Matte medium works, but it will absorb more into the wood than, and varnish is more inclined to stay on top. It absorbs too, but it's more inclined to stay on top. That's what I'm trying to basically say. And way a lot of extra words, because, you know, I know we're wordy. And again, we're lightly sprinkling on the brown and our little mix. Now, if you're using mixes, don't put them back in your pure jar, okay? Put them in a little mix tub. I have these little, I think I probably got them from the Dollar Tree, y'all, back when things were $1. And they're coming real handy for just holding them little bits, unless you just want to chunk it. I mean, that's your dime. If you know, it's up to you. Heat gun, y'all. And I'm gonna check them out and lay them all out and look at them, and I'll be like, oh, do I want some more over here? Do I want some more over there? So we're kind of gonna do that again. And I think I even came back a little later. I don't know if I filmed that part. See, it's what I'm saying, because it's been, you know, over weekend since we filmed this. Y'all, it's been a busy, hectic week, and I'm getting my voiceover done the day before the video's supposed to show y'all. So, you know, I'm a little behind my schedule. I probably didn't even do any preemptive sneak peeking pictures or nothing. I don't. Well, I'm real sure I didn't. Surprise! Anyways, so we're still doing all that, and I obviously thought it was important that you see me do all of it. Okay, so we really didn't cut out a whole lot. I mean, some, but not a whole lot, because, you know, your viewing pleasure, my voiceover ease. And I thought, well, let's get out some paper dolls, because you know I love my paper dolls. And we're just going to paint all their little faces up with little bitty pinks. And I know it's probably hard to see, if you could even tell. And even in the photo montage, it's kind of hard to tell on some of them. But in real life, I can tell. I tell you what, I can tell. Anyway, this is the part where I was doing this, and then I was going to leave them out there overnight. And then my husband's like, oh no, we got appointments this week. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I need to get out there and finish that little video. So, I was able to get it edited. And then it sat for a few days before I could get this here voiceover done. Because, real life happens. And y'all know this means I've not done next week's video yet either. So, my schedule's just way thrown off. Oh, look at that little girl. I love her, and that might be my last one for her. I don't need any paper dolls, though, y'all. Well, I love them, but, whatever. And we're going to paint her dress, and, she gets brown hair. I had this haircut when I was little. She's not from my time era, though. Okay? Just saying, she's not from my time era. Not quite that generation. Anyway, she's getting this pale. I like to think of it. It's sort of I don't know. It's a blue. It's just blue, y'all. And I'm gonna dabble at it, okay? Because her dress, I want it to be, little girl wrinkled, sort of. Not like on picture day wrinkled, but pressed on picture day. Here's the gloss varnish on the leads, little wooden leads from the Dollar Tree. Don't know how long I had them. I don't know. Maybe the package said it was $1.25. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't look. It's in my stash. I need to use this, y'all. There's so much stuff I need to use. I need to stop collecting. That's just kind of what the bottom line comes around to, isn't it? And I'm using the tweezers because, it just helps keep some of that goop off your fingers sometimes. And I did paint both sides with the varnish. And now we're going to do some heat embossing. And my ink pad right there, my embossing ink, is pretty juicy. And we're going to use that same neutral mix right on top of them. I didn't add any more brown. I'm just like, nope. Just going to be whatever that color comes out to be. That's what it's going to be. Gonna be. So just tapping off the little excesses. Gonna put that back in my little precious neutral jar because we love that neutral. Anyway, now we're gonna do the heat embossing. Heat gun, y'all. Oh, the magic that is heat embossing. Melt that little plastic powder. I am only doing the one side. I know I put varnish on both sides, and that's okay. Now we're gonna make our layers. This little girl's gonna go on here. This is when I come back out, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta finish that video up. This is the step. So I'm hoping the watercolor or the watercolor markers are dry enough that I don't smoosh the color all around, because it takes a minute for them to dry on the paper dolls because it does have that sort of sheen seal to them. So she's so pretty, and I know she's probably theoretically a spring girl, but whatever. She's in winter whites, y'all, just saying. And she's got the green dress, and she's going to go on the autumnal one. Autumnal. No. Just stop already. I hear you. Just stop and bless your heart. So we could cut their legs and their feet out. Well, maybe not their legs, but their feet are got to go. Well, she's getting, she didn't have any. She was sticking out. She was just all dressed. And I think I have already inked around the edge with the black. As you can see, maybe you could see, the ink edge is much lighter than the painted black, okay? So, because I did go all around all of them, front and back, with the black ink pad around them. And that's why I did the acrylic paint on the center opening, because I wanted a little more off. Okay. So I had already taken my bulb pens and just added a previously heat embossed cardstock key and we put a leaf and a little piece of chain and a one of those beaded safety pins we did a while back. If I can think about it, I'll try to link to it in the upper right hand corner and in the description below. But you know, it might not happen like that. And I'm pinning those onto the lace bits off screen because, you know, it's important to be off screen. Oh, and I stamped out this little word. It's from a Dollar Tree stamp set. And I'm like, well, that glue's not holding it onto the embossing and the thread. So I'm getting out my Aleene's Original Tacky Glue. It's my favorite. I'm like, yeah. So I know this happens when I zoom in. I have issues with the zoom in. Anyway, you love me. Right? Are you new here? Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. Thanks, new subscribers. Sorry to see old subscribers go, but sometimes that happens. Love to see old subscribers hanging around. Oh, a little gluey on that one. Flip-flop time, y'all. So cute. I'm really happy with them. The bulb pin can come right out. I stamp my name on the back because I'm that way. Like I said, I'm thinking an eyelet. That's what I'm showing. Like an eyelet down here with the little dangly on there. Maybe a topper for a little journal. I'm saying all that. See, I'm like, I don't know. Whatever you want to do. So, it's cute. Cute. And that can go in and out of a pocket. You can decorate the back. You wanted to. I mean, you know. Your sky's your limit, I reckon. Oh, I think she's my favorite. I don't know. They're all my favorite. As a group, I think she's my favorite. Anyways. Just saying, because, yeah. Just saying. Ta-da! Photo montage. See, on her, the blue practically disappears on the camera. I don't know why. It just did. But you can sort of see it in real life. Well, you can see it in real life. And the only thing we painted on her was her cheeks and her lips. Okay, that was it. I did not want to change the color of her winter white outfit. Okay. That's the back of her. I felt it was important you see the back. Here's the lady in the green dress. She's holding a little weird bunch of flowers. Dried little flowers. I don't know what they are. Love them. Make me happy. I appreciate each and every one of you. Kind comments, likes, shares, subscriptions. If you have a moment and you've not done so, go ahead and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications if you have your account set up to receive said notifications. Thanks for watching and happy arting, y'all.